Good afternoon, StreamYard YouTube fans, FC Cincinnati fans, and NWSL, which is the National Women's Soccer League fans as well. I'm going to give you the standings in the league for the first 3 games of the season, which is basically games 1 through 18. Yes, I did say games 1 through 18. I've played 18 games of this, and you've only seen 2 of them. And I've I've done most of these games offline, and I have been able to via doing them offline, I can get a game done in about 17 minutes. And that, I don't know if anybody can top that or not, but that's a lot of, that's not very much time. That's like about 8-9 minutes a half. And that's including the locker room checks and that. And that's not including setup time. Setup is a little takes a little bit because you have to put all the information down, and that takes a little bit. Plus, with the locker room checks, one person's control might go up or down, one person's attack might go up or down. So you never really know per se what's going to go up and what's going to go down. Just so you can see, I'm not lying. There's all the sheets. All the sheets. I've got a record of been keeping a record of everything. I do not have your assist leaders, your goalkeeper save leaders, anything like that yet. I do plan on doing that. It's just I find that compiling stats is not an easy thing. And I will say this, the guys that do it, kudos to you, because it is a lot of work. Because just when you think you've got everything, you missed something, and with like soccer, there are different ways to score goals. There's your regular, you get a goal, so you have an assist and a goal just about every time. You've got your penalty kick, which is no assist, but you got a penalty kick. You've got a free kick. You've got a corner kick. You've got an own goal. And the thing about the own goal is what I do anyway. I don't know if it's correct or not, but what I do is I give the assist to the team that was originally shooting, and the goal to the team that was defending. That's the idea, that say it's like Portland versus Louisville. That's like the idea that Portland was on the attack. Their guys shot the ball, but the defensive guy for Louisville accidentally, when he was going for the ball, kicked it into his own goal. So you get the assist for the one team, and you get the goal for the other team. Now, Gary, I'm not sure if that's correct. If it is, let me know. If it's not, let me know as well. And I've been using the National Women's Soccer League site in order to go through my games in that. And we sorry, that was church. I thought it might have been Beverly, so I had to pause. But we are currently on with the last game I did, we are at April 15th, 2023. Yeah, April 15th, 2023. Um, and I'll pull it up here for because I have to, what I do is before I even begin the next set of play, what I'll do is I'll write the sheets out. I'll write the sheets out and beforehand, games, whatever for each date. So I'll do them by date. Um, let's see here. Okay, National Women's Soccer League. We did them through the 15th. We did it through the 15th. So sorry about that. I got to silence that a little bit. Let's see here. Our next game is the Orlando Seattle. See, this is what I do, and it's the next game is April 22nd. What I'll do is I'll go through all the cards and I'll put them in home, away, and then I just kind of play them. So Seattle will be playing Chicago. Washington will be playing Houston. Washington will be playing Houston. New York will be playing Carolina. New York versus Carolina. Portland versus Louisville. The your 20th April 23rd games will be Kansas City versus Orlando and LA versus San Diego. And then you'll have a couple more games for April. Basically, we'll have one more week in April, and that will be pretty much it. But basically, every 6 games is pretty much a week's worth of games. Uh, and we're almost finished with the second month of play. You just saw me separate the cards for our week 4 games, and now I'm going to tell you the standings. Uh, okay, after week uh, 3, Portland is your leading team. They have 2 wins, 1 draw. They have 7 points. Louisville is in second, our home team in this. They have 2 wins. Okay. And that is incorrect. I will have to amend that. See, this is the type of thing I'm talking about. They are 2 wins and 1 loss, but that only gives them 6 points, not 7. So that will make them in 4th place. So that's what I was talking about. Just when you think, because you get 2 points for, I mean, you get 3 points for a win and 1 point for a loss. And Louisville has 2 wins and 1 loss after 3 games, so that drops them down to 4th place. So it's like, and I hate when this happens because it's a lot of re-paperworking and that. So, and it does matter in this case because in what happens in women's soccer is the top 2 seeds get a bye, and the next, I mean, you're basically your 1 through 6 seeds make it. First 2 get a bye. 3 will play 6, 4 will play 5, and in the second round, the first seed will play the 4-5 winner, and the second seed will play the 3-6 winner. Those second round games are just like MLS. They'll be the best 2 of 3, and then after that, it is uh, one and done type thing. So Portland is your 1 seed. LA will be your 2 seed. And I'm going to pause here. I'm going to write this out and I will come back. It may take me a bit, so I will try to make this as quick as possible. Well, that was actually quicker than I thought because what happened is I realized not only did I make a mistake for Louisville, I also made a mistake for LA as far as put point totals go. And as a result, it corrected itself. So Portland has 7 points, Louisville has 6 points, LA has 6 points, North Carolina has 6 points, Chicago has 4 points, Orlando has 3 points, San Diego has 3 points, Seattle has 3 points, Kansas City has 3 points, Washington has 3 points, New York has 3 points, and Houston has 2 points. Um, Portland has 2 wins, 1 draw. That's gives them the 7 points. Louisville, LA, and North Carolina have 2 wins and 1 loss, so that gives them all 6 points. Chicago has 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. That gives them 4 points. And see, you get 3 points for a win and 1 point for a draw, just like in MLS. Uh, and then all these other teams have 1 win and 2 loss. They all have 3 points. That's Orlando, San Diego, Seattle, Kansas City, Washington, and New York. Um, the thing about it is Orlando's on the top because they have 5 points. They have 5 goals for, 5 goals against. That's a 0 game differential. And that's the thing when there's ties that come into play, the game differential is what is the kind of tiebreaker in situations like this. Um, and your final team, your team at the bottom is Houston. They have 3 points for, 5 points against. That's -2 game differential. They have 2 draws and 1 loss, no wins yet, and they have 2 points. So basically, um, they are still the only team that does not have a win. Houston is the only team that does not have a win, and everybody has some points. Uh, but Houston is the only team with no wins currently. So Portland would be your 1 seed. Louisville would be your 2 seed. LA would play Orlando. North Carolina would play Chicago. Portland would play the winner of North Carolina and Chicago, and Louisville would play the winner of LA and Orlando. Those are your stats so far for the season. I do not have your like assists leader, points leader, saves leader, that information out yet, but I did want to give you a update as far as the standings, and this is kind of my first standings for the season, and that takes us through the first 18 games of the season. And when I'm done with the MLS season, of course, I'm going to do the MLS playoffs just like they do it, only I'm doing it based off of FC Cincinnati's game stats rather than their real life stats. Because if I did it off their real life stats, uh, Cincinnati would be the 1 seed and Orlando would be the 2 seed, I think. I think the way it is currently, um, because currently the way it would be if you use the real stats, Cincinnati would be first, and I think with my stats, uh, Cincinnati it winds up being third. Um, and that's not the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for my stats for here. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, Cincinnati has 16 wins. Um, 16 wins. They have 6 draws and 10 losses. And that's the thing. When you do the standings, the wins come first, then the draws, and then the losses. So that's kind of interesting and weird to have to deal with. I've not played well. I know that hockey does the same thing, but it's just kind of weird to see your wins first, your losses, and then your draw. Wins, draws, losses, rather than wins, losses, draws type thing. They do it wins first, then draws, and then losses, and then uh, with hockey, you'd have your overtime wins and your overtime losses. And remember, in hockey, you get 3 points for a win, 2 points for an overtime win, and 1 point for an overtime loss. You get nothing for draws and you get nothing for losses. So, but just a quick update as to far as you know standings in the National Women's Soccer League, and I'm gonna flip this around now so that I can actually show it to you. Ah, ah. Yes, it's not pretty. It's not great, but it works. Here's Portland. I got stars for the 1 and 2 seeds here. I got stars for the 1 and 2 seeds so that we know that those are, get buys the first round. LA would play Orlando, North Carolina would play Chicago, and yeah. But I kind of wanted to just get on and give you an update as to the standings in my current national women's soccer league. And I've played 2 games online and I've played the rest off. So I've played 16 games since I actually did my first 2. And your basically week 4 games are Seattle versus Chicago, Washington versus Houston, Gotham or New York versus Carolina, Portland versus Louisville, Kansas City versus Atlanta, Angel City or LA versus San Diego. And those will be the week 4 games. And excuse me, we will have one more week after this, and that will be the end of the April games. So your leader has 7 points, and the person in the team in last place has 2 points. And it is amazing how one game can affect the standings because if Houston gets a were to get a win, they'd go from the basement to like 5th place just like that. And that's assuming all the teams in front of them lose. But of course, that's not really going to happen because some of those teams play against each other, of course. So, and you're talking Orlando would have to lose, San Diego would have to lose, Seattle, Kansas City, Washington, New York, all those teams would have to lose, and then Houston would be bumped up to like the 5th spot if that happened. So, but one game does make a difference, and you play 22 games. This women's soccer is 20. Basically, you play everybody twice, so you're playing 22 games. And we've played, after 3 rounds, we've played 18 games. You know, um, but and we've only played 3 times, and you're playing you're playing everybody 22 games, so it's a long, long season. But it was nice that I figured out actually how the National Women's Soccer League playoff system works. And the way I did that is I just looked at the current standings. They're very near the end of their season currently, and I saw that they top 6 make it, not the top 5. So basically, they give buys for the first 2. 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5. The 4-5 winner will play 1, and the 3-6 winner will play the 2 seed. That's all I have for you now, guys. You take care. I hope your rolls are good ones. And until next time, out. Have a good day, guys.